Mail, graphic mail, comments regarding my character, comments claiming that I was having sex with children, any kind of defamation that somebody could make against somebody's character, it seemed this individual did to me.
Here's a message he wrote to you. Evie, you should be more careful about your addresses.
I'm afraid that I'll come home someday from work and find this man sitting in my living room. I am afraid that I'll get out of my car some night and he'll be standing there waiting for me. Yes, I am definitely afraid of him.
Who is terrorizing Larry and Evelyn? His victims know him well by his computer signature.
Vito.
It's Vito again.
Vito. He's used other made-up names, but Vito is his favorite, and he's been at it for at least a year, targeting not just Larry and Evelyn, but a host of Prodigy members across the country, bombarding them with the same kinds of ugly messages, character assassinations, or worse, out-and-out threats. And once Vito finds you, he's relentless.
I would post on the hobbies board, or I would go and post on the automotive board. Didn't matter. He knew where to find me.
There was Vito.
You got it.
With the same kind of messages.
Same crap.
Every time I see that little new mail light flashing, what goes through my mind is, what is this going to be? Is this going to be my friend, or is this going to be Vito?
Tired of the nuisance and afraid that one day Vito will step out from behind the keyboard to make good on his threats, the users complained to Prodigy, but Vito wouldn't leave. In fact, he often signed off with a smirk, hinting that with so much information flashing across so many computer screens these days, it would be impossible to track down one lone stalker.
What you're seeing here, if I may use an analogy, is you're seeing drive-by shootings on this information superhighway. And I don't think this information superhighway is going to be worth a damn without a highway patrol.
That's where Frank Clark comes in, a police detective in Fresno, California, and one of the few cops in America working the cyber beat.
I carry a gun, a badge, and at least one computer everywhere.
Detective Clark says he found Vito right there in Fresno. Prodigy had asked him to investigate a local man suspected of using phony credit cards to buy Prodigy software. And when he questioned him, says Clark, the suspect bragged he was the infamous Vito.
Did he admit to you that he'd been sending those kinds of messages?
Harassing messages, yes.
You haven't been able to do anything to get him to stop?
No, and I've asked him to do just that.
You've talked to him?
Several times.
And told him what?
If you keep it up, I'll catch you. And if I catch you, I'm going to put you in jail.
And his response?
Well, his response electronically is, catch me if you can. Lives in a middle-class neighborhood, well-educated, intelligent man.
Detective Clark began building a profile of his suspect and watching him from a distance.
Is that him right there?
Yep.
That's his house and his van?
Correct.
That man is a 39-year-old part-time teacher named Mark Johnson. And what's that on his van? A license plate that reads in part, guess who?
You can't go after him.
I don't have sufficient probable cause to write a search warrant for his house or for his arrest.
What exactly did the detective need? Private records of computer transactions, passwords, and IDs that would show the messages came from Johnson. Only Prodigy, he says, didn't seem interested in helping.
I've requested it. I've even requested it in writing, but have yet to receive it.
What does Prodigy tell you?
I've heard things like, I'm working on it so many times I don't want to hear it anymore.
Let me read some of the messages that your members have received.
Prodigy spokesperson Deborah Borchere called the messages despicable, but said handing police the Vito information wasn't that simple. Vito's records, she said, were mixed in with personal information from regular customers, and that's privileged.
We are still obligated to protect other privacy issues for our other members, our innocent members. So it's not as if we can take an entire database and give it to Detective Clark.
And what can you do to stop the person who's sending the messages from sending them?
There is nothing that we can do to stop a member from sending an obscene message through electronic mail.
There's nothing you can do.
The U.S. Postal Service cannot prevent anyone from sending an obscene message through the U.S. Postal Service. The telephone company cannot prevent anyone from making an obscene telephone call. It's the same as real life.
Here's a company that has set up this incredible, complex, very popular computer interactive system. There's a guy in Fresno at his house, at his keyboard, and you can't stop him?
Don't you think that we would want to be able to terminate this person, not only his memberships, but also for stopping him from doing this? We don't want this person harassing our members.
Prodigy did, in fact, begin to deny access to certain Vito IDs when particularly nasty messages were reported. But it didn't stop him, because Vito found the flaw in Prodigy's system. The company sells its kits to anyone with 30-day free trials and temporary passwords. Vito would simply use one of the trial memberships to get on, and if caught, just switch to another kit.
Do you have any idea how many Prodigy kits Vito's ordered?
He's told me as many as 500.
If you have 500 Prodigy kits, you can sign on as 500 different people.
Correct.
And the potential is there that no one could find you.
Right.
When I sign up, how do you know I am who I am?
We have a verification process that is in effect right now. Is it perfect? Nothing is perfect.
What is it?
I can't tell you that.
Well, I got to tell you, when I signed on the system a few weeks ago, nobody called me. Nobody asked for a credit card from me. I'll be honest with you, I didn't give you my correct date of birth, and I didn't give you my home phone number or my home address. I could send anything out there to anybody, and you would have no idea where it came from, according to your policy.
I think that anybody who chooses to get on any online service, including the internet, could do it in a fraudulent way with an alias name.
Maybe it's time to change the rules.
We're not going to make it difficult for the 99.99% of honest Americans to not be able to get on, just to keep one creep out.
You, Mark?
Yes. We wanted to ask Mark Johnson about the investigation, but if he admitted being Vito to the police,
no interview. Sorry, guys.
he wouldn't to us.
It's the thrill of the chase. He's the great Vito. Nobody can catch him.
Not only is he still out there, but he seems to get bolder by the day.
How bold? Just ask Lori, a Prodigy member in North Carolina, who had begun attracting Vito's attention after she wrote about herself and her disabled son on a bulletin board about parenting.
He wrote a very sexually graphic email that was sent to at least 40 people about what he would like to do to my young son.
Sexually.
Sexually.
Then, in other notes, she said, Vito bragged he was coming to her town and watching her family.
He sent you a note on the bulletin board that said,
even your postman can be a stalker.
you think he may make good on these threats that he's written?
Yes. I mean, he has spent an enormous amount of time finding out all he can find out about me, my husband, my children. He's kind of made that his business. And I don't know why.
While Lori worried about her kids, Larry got some jarring news. Vito had apparently sent his boss a fax accusing Larry of molesting children. Detective Clark was fuming. 6 months had passed, and Prodigy finally sent him some of the records he wanted. But this is how they arrived.
All of this?
Yeah, thousands of pages.
And does this do you any good?
No, it doesn't.
Vito was winning this bizarre game, and to further stick it to his victims, he assumed one more identity. This time, he signed on as Detective Clark, saying, of course, there is no stalker.
He's taunting you.
Exactly.
He knows you're on to him.
Right, and what we need is just, well, I'd say, just a break. Somebody out there may know something that'll break this case open.
Detective Clark finally did get that break he needed. Not from Prodigy's high-tech records, but through some good old-fashioned police work. He managed to find, of all things, a witness who led him right back to this same neighborhood where the Vito suspect Mark Johnson had been all along. The next time Detective Clark confronted his suspect, he came with an arrest warrant, charging Johnson with using 53 different IDs to make threats and using phony credit cards to order Prodigy kits.
Do you have any reaction to the charges against you, sir? The police here say that you've been using your computer to send threatening messages. Is that true, Mr. Johnson?
Basically, we have an eyewitness to the suspect's activities on Prodigy.
Somebody who saw him signing on and sending these messages?
Correct.
Mr. Johnson, are you Vito? Mr. Johnson, who is Vito?
Right before the arrest, the company did hand over some of the Vito passwords Detective Clark needed. Inside the house, the police found 3 computers, a fax machine, and dozens of Prodigy kits. It looked like the Vito case was solved at last. But then, after 6 days in jail, Mark Johnson was released and no charges filed. Why not? The district attorney's office said it did not have enough information to prosecute this new kind of crime.
The case is complex because of computers involved, but really they're the same old crimes being committed with new technology.
In other words, prosecutors may be unconvinced for the moment that computer stalking can be just as dangerous as plain old stalking.
This last few days have been very frustrating, but it's not over till it's over.
Maybe not, but the bulletin boards were heralding the news of the arrest. Those same bulletin boards where Vito studied and tracked his targets, and where they learned an important lesson about talking to strangers.
Be very careful. It's no different on the information superhighway than it is walking through a dark neighborhood late at night.
Don't give out personal information freely on a bulletin board. No way.
There is one more twist to the ongoing saga of Vito.
Hi, Larry. This is Lori.
His victims got to know one another.
That's the silver lining in this cloud, is that through what has happened to us, we have all become very good friends. And we've become friends offline, not just online.
And Larry and Evelyn became more than just electronic pen pals. They found romance in cyberspace.
I guess you could say it's the strange thing about this entire thing, but it's strangely wonderful.
Bill, is there any chance that the police are looking at the wrong man?
Well, Connie, as you saw, prosecutors felt they did not have enough evidence yet to hold Mark Johnson. What they're looking for is more records that would conclusively link his computer terminal to the Vito messages. Whatever happens, Detective Clark is absolutely convinced that he has found the mysterious Vito. And one more thing I should mention, Prodigy does warn its new customers when they join to be careful about giving out personal information. But if you read those bulletin boards tonight, you will see that most people choose to ignore the rules.
All right, thank you, Bill. Next, did you behave yourself in the 50s? Back then, everyone knew just what to do.
The women of this family seem to feel that they owe it to the men of the family to look relaxed, rested, and attractive at dinner time.
But try showing these 50s films to these 90s kids. We did.
Eye to Eye, sponsored by Kmart. Brand names, low prices, the latest fashions. Kmart, is this place great or what?
There's a new collection at Kmart. It happens to be all mine. But it's really all mine. I love the belt loop. It's what you want to wear. Oh. I know that because women talk to me all the time. I tell her, she listens. I love the detail. I love the embroidery. I'm proud of my whole collection because of how great my clothes look on me. Kmart gives me the freedom to design what I want, what I feel is right for women today.
Sorry.
It was delicious.
How about a cappuccino?
You have a cappuccino machine?
This may take a while.
Maxwell House cappuccino.
This is great. John, show me how the machine works.
Maxwell House, the magic without the machine.
Once in a great while, a movie comes along that speaks straight from the heart and touches all our lives.
I messed up, baby, but I'm fighting my way back.
Jeffrey Lyons Raves When a Man Loves a Woman is a powerful film in which Andy Garcia and Meg Ryan give the performances of their careers.
I love you.
I love you.
Rolling Stone calls it a gripping love story, one of the richest, most thought-provoking movies this year. Andy Garcia, Meg Ryan, When a Man Loves a Woman, rated R. Now playing New York and LA, starts Friday, select cities.
What is it about Ford Taurus that makes it America's best-selling car? Is it the length Taurus wagon goes to keep your family safe? Or the way it makes you forget you're driving a wagon while giving you everything you buy a wagon for? Perhaps it's all these things, and the fact you'd be happy to own it, even if you didn't leave the room. Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, again.
Every year, American business wastes millions on international calls using the wrong long-distance company. Now, with MCI's Proof Positive Worldwide, you can save up to 41% on any two numbers you choose in Canada. Call and put that money back in your business.
Look what's new at Sherwin-Williams. Style-perfect interior flat is on sale, just $9.99 a gallon. You'll find new Everclean and new wallpaper, too. It's all here at Sherwin-Williams' New Look Sale.
Sherwin-Williams. If you grew up in the 50s, you knew the rules. If you were a girl, you didn't wear white after Labor Day, and you never kissed a boy on the first date. If you were a boy, you opened the car door and paid the check. Sound prehistoric? Our archaeologist, Bernard Goldberg, went out to conduct an experiment. Bernie?
Connie, we dug up a treasure trove of celluloid, old black and white movies with titles like Dating Do's and Don'ts and Table Manners. If you think they sound hokey, wait till you see what they look like.
All of us here today are going to have a very rare opportunity.
Please have your tickets ready.
We're going to be experiencing what it was like to be an American high school kid in the mid-1950s.
Popularity. What is it made of?
Like bad wine, the script you're about to hear gets worse with age.
Yoo-hoo!
Jenny thinks that she has the key to popularity, parking in cars with the boys at night.
Never mind that parking in cars with boys really was a key to popularity. This was a day for nostalgia at the American Museum of the Moving Image in New York.
There's that new girl in our math class. Oh, yes. Her name's Carolyn Ames. She's a swell kid. I don't know what it is, but there's something about her you like.
Well, she always looks nice to start with.
This was the day they resurrected those old films that used to show high school kids back in the 50s. If Elvis Presley, that icon of the 50s, were dead, he'd be spinning in his grave.
Wherever you go, you'll always find that good manners keep things running smoothly.
They showed a movie called The Snob.
You wanted to dance all right, but you just couldn't pass up the chance to be a snob.
And one called The Gossip.
Now, I can't tell you who told me, but, well, I know why you didn't get on the pep club ballot.
If you're what they call a shy guy...
This movie called Shy Guy, starring Dick York of Bewitched fame, was narrated by someone named Mike Wallace. We don't know what happened to him.
But still, you can't forget that you're alone, an outsider.
Each one of these films is a real glimpse into a lost world with all kinds of information.
Where did you get all this?
Most of this material comes from producers that have gone out of business, from old school AV centers.
Rick Pralinger has collected 25,000 old films. His archive in Manhattan is a time capsule.
The general theme in these is be predictable. When you don't know what to do, when you're faced with a new challenge, check out the rules. Don't think for yourself.
Well, you know, son, maybe school is like your radio. This oscillator will do its work well. But as you said, you still have to fit it in so it can work with all the other parts.
All right, now this is a film called A Date with Your Family.
The movies were supposed to create well-behaved teenage conformists who someday would be well-behaved adult conformists.
The women of this family seem to feel that they owe it to the men of the family to look relaxed, rested, and attractive at dinner time.
See, it wasn't just cooking that women were supposed to do.
Ken Smith, who's writing a book about the film, says they're propaganda movies that teach social harmony at all costs.
Pleasant, unemotional conversation helps digestion.
It basically teaches the kids to back away from any kind of conflict at all when you have dinner with your family. Because, you know, your mom and dad are in charge, and they've had a hard day.
After all, they made all this possible.
A Date with Your Family actually advocates that kids lie and be dishonest to kind of make the wheels of family life roll smoothly.
These boys greet their dad as though they are genuinely glad to see him, as though they had really missed being away from him during the day and are anxious to talk to him.
That's voodoo etiquette as far as I'm concerned.
We've ended up remembering what is attractive about it
and forgetting the rigidity, the narrowness.
David Halberstam is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist whose latest book is The 50s.
We've forgotten how much pain there was, how much less freedom, that there were vast parts of the United States where blacks could not legally have the rights of whites. We've forgotten what women couldn't